What's up, Facebook and YouTube? Brother Sanchez speaking. Today I want to talk to y'all about something very, very important. Now, before I get into this, let me say that I know at times I can do a little bit too much talking. I'm learning as I go on. The reason for that is I don't want to leave anything left out, but I'm learning how to edit the videos and make them a little bit shorter. So you guys are right, and I'm learning as I go on, so bear with me. However, the information I'm putting out here is very important. So with that being said, let me get right on into this one because once again, I'm about to blow the socks up off of you here today. Now, for a lot of people that's into hip hop and rap music, especially black people, we don't understand the spiritual essence of the music. So today I'm going to go so deep into the dangers of hip hop music. I know a lot of people stand by it. They say it's not the music. But after this lecture today, you will be convinced that the root of our problem as far as black on black crime and the way we look at ourselves in a derogatory manner and the way our women are being degraded, we can contribute all of that to our music. So y'all, I'm not going to talk too long. I don't want to make the same mistakes twice. Let me get right on into this. Now, before we get into the meat of this lecture, let me throw something out there to set the stage right. Music has a very spiritual connection with African people. And in case you ain't know, people, we invented music. All right. The first instrument was created in Africa, and that instrument was the drum. This is why African people resonate so high with the drum to this day. All hip hop music foundates itself on the drum rhythm, people. So understand the importance of the drum before we go any further. Now, all hip hop and R&B music drum patterns are on what I call a 2/4 sequence. For example, when you hear hip hop music, the rhythm of the drum is boom chippa cop, the boom chippa cop, boom chippa cop, the boom chippa cop. You can put that same rhythm on an R&B beat, but you can slow it down, boom, chip, cop, boom, boom, cop, boom. It's still on a 2/4 rhythm. What does that mean, a 2/4 sequence? That means that your snare drum hits on every second or fourth beat. So if you count along with what I'm doing, you will see that every time your snare or your clap hit is going to be on that 2 and 4 note. So 1, 2, 3, 3 to 4. 1, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Boom, chippa cop, the boom, boom, cop. Now our music is on a 2/4 rhythm. Why is that important? Because the 2/4 sequence, the 2/4 rhythm is the most powerful sequence in the universe. It makes more sense, and this is why all nations can relate to our rhythm, but we can't relate to the rhythm of all other nations. For example, when you hear Spanish music or a lot of island music, the rhythm is different. You got your snares and your claps hitting on a whole nother note. It's boom, ka, boom, boom, ka, boom, ka, boom, boom. It's that Jamaican feel, that doom, 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 doom. It's not on a real 2/4 rhythm. It's on most of the time it's on a 2/4 rhythm, but it's an off-beated rhythm. If you listen to a lot of Sean Paul or Daddy Yankee music, you'll see what I'm talking about. The snare hits right before the 2 and right before the 4. So it's boom, ka, ka, boom, ka, as opposed to boom, chippa, ka, boom, boom, ka. You see what I mean? So stay with me. All of this going to play a role as we go on. You want to know these rhythms and what I'm about to show to you today. So if you listen to our music, it's on the most universal rhythm that you can put out there. It's more understandable. It flows more fluid. See, and this is the rhythm that we invented. This is the foundation of all rhythms and all music styles, people. Why do you think you can take any other nation's music and sample it into hip hop and make sense out of it? You can take Arabic flutes and put them right there on our drum sequence and make music out of it, just like Timbaland used to do all the time. You can take rock and roll strings from the white folks and put it right along our drum patterns, and it'll make perfect sense on that 2/4 sequence, people. Now look at our sequence. It's more fluid, it's more natural, it's more original, it's more a foundation. See, when you deal with 2s and 4s, you're dealing with an even number. That's what our snares and our claps hit on. Now, when you look at white music, because they're such in the early part of their evolution, no disrespect to white culture, but if you compare it to our music, it sounds chaotic. For example, when you listen to heavy metal, you hear dun 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 dun. You don't know where the hell the snare and the clap hint at on most of it. And the music is not even going over the beat. It's just yelling over it. Rah, rah, and, you know how heavy metal go. Now, all of this is going to play a big role as we go on now. And it's going to explain to you the divinity of our music and how our music is actually being used directly against us to promote our own destruction. Now, we're going to get technical with this. Let's move on. Now, listen, y'all, this is something very important I want to point out to you. The evolution of music is controlled by the originators of it. And this is why it's so important for Jews to control the rap industry. People, the rap industry is the reason we are the way we are. Why do you think Jews are so bent up on controlling your music? They've shaped the way our music sound over the years. Why is that? Stay with me and we're going to go on and it's going to get real deep. I'm going to blow the socks off of you people. Now stay with me. Now, this is something that's really going to blow your mind, what I'm about to tell you now. Music changes your DNA. Let me say that again. Music changes your DNA, and it's food for the soul, people. All right, music changes your DNA. Not only that, when you listen to a rap song, it immediately changes your molecular structure. Now, I'm finna go so deep into this now, it's gonna blow you away and show y'all how dangerous this thing is that we playing with, that we glorifying also. That's what makes it so sad. We glorify this corrupted music that promotes our own destruction. Now we finna get scientific, and Brother Sanchez finna show you what's going on inside of our bodies when we listen to this music. In case y'all ain't know, black culture is not our true culture. Now, we got to learn back and get back to our true African heritage, our true Native American Indian roots, and our direct ancestors, because this culture we got today is a foolish culture that was given us by the slave master to promote our own destruction. And we gladly accepted it, people. Now, let's get back to it. This is something I want to point out to y'all. You can go on Google and research this yourself. If you take 2 bottles of water, put headphones on those 2 bottles of water. If you play love music to one of the bottles of water and then play some doggone mosh pit music or some heavy gangster rap music on the other water bottle, then you examine those water molecules of each bottle under a microscope, what you will find out is that the water molecules look different. The water molecules that played the slow positive energy love music will look similar to snowflakes. They will look whole and complete. Now, when you look at the water molecules that you played the gangster rap or the heavy metal music on, the water molecules will look distorted, people. Now, think about what I just said. This is actual science. You can go and research it for yourself. Now, music changes your molecular structure. That's fucking important, people. I just told you about this example with the water bottles. Now, you take it to the bank and go figure it out yourself. Why is that important, people? Because you're 75% water. So when you cut on a certain song, you actually become the song, people. You actually become the song. Your molecular structure start to change to fit the rhythm and the message of that song, people. Why do you think each music genre is damn near a different culture in itself? Because it changes the people DNA who partake in it, people. Now, you 75% water. I just explained to you what happens to your water molecules when you play certain music with it. Your molecular structure changes immediately. Why y'all think when them white boys have their heavy metal playing at a mosh pit, the mosh pits start happening, they go to killing each other, going crazy, going off into crazy trances, trampling over each other, bouncing around uncontrollably. The Christians call it demonic, but really it's some science to it, and it's what I'm telling you right here now. that your water molecules is changing, your molecular structure changing when you cut that music on. So you got to be careful what kind of music you listening to, because it's programming our DNA, and it's making us evolve into different people other than that which we truly are. So each generation getting more and more ignorant and more stupid and more quick to kill each other, because our molecular structure is changing. Your DNA changing with this music. This is why these white Jews want control of the music, because if they control your music, they control you, people. Now stay with me. Let me free your African mind. So music changes your molecular structure. All right. And we 75% water. If you go to a doggone hip hop concert, especially back in the day, I remember I used to go to the club back home in Alabama. We used to have little parties. And when they used to play this one group called 3 6 Mafia, it was a song they used to play called Tear the Club Up. And I be damn if the club didn't get tore up when that song came on. Every time Tear the Club come on, somebody's head get bust. It never failed. Okay. And Lil Jon had a song out at the time called Get Crunk. Get crunk, who you with? Get crunk, who you with? And if you from the South, you know what I'm talking about, and you know you can relate to this. Every time certain songs come on back in the day in the South, man, they have to cut the light on and shut the club down because somebody's head just got bust. And then outside the club, they get the shooting. Why this don't happen at R&B concerts? Why this stuff don't happen at a Teddy Pendergrass concert? Because I'm telling you now that your molecular structure change with the rhythm and the message of your music. It don't take a rocket scientist to understand what I'm telling you here today. Now stay with me. Let me free your mind. Now what most of our people don't know is that there's a saying, y'all. It's an old saying that says you are what you eat. But what we don't know is that when you listen to music, that's a form of eating for your soul. Now, your body needs lettuce, tomatoes, oranges and all that to eat. You can't feed that same food to your soul. So what do your soul eat? Your soul eat rhythms. Your soul eat sound waves. You don't believe what I'm saying? Go inside of a Christian church and see that the main thing that stir their soul up is the choir, the organ. Okay, music is very spiritual, people. It's the food for your soul. Now, you can put on any song right now and you can feel the feeling of that artist, what he projected into the song at the moment of creation. So if he felt happy and he felt all joyful when he made the song, when you listen to it, that's the energy you're going to receive. If you making music that's saying shoot 'em up, kill with a heavy bass drum over it, guess what you're doing? You're stimulating the root chakra. You creating warriors. And what we doing? We going out there killing each other based on the music we listen to. And to support what I just said, I'm going to get real deep and scientific to show you what's going on in your body when you listen to this crap. Now listen to me what I'm telling you here today. Now, if you don't believe what I'm saying about music changing your molecular structure, you can go research yourself, people. I ain't talking out the side of my neck. This is research that I've done. This is scientifically proven. And you can relate to it without even researching if you're a musical person and you go to the club a lot. What happened when a girl's song come on? She can be sitting there not paying attention to the other stuff, but soon as they play something that resonate with her spirit, she immediately run out there on the floor and start shaking the hell out of her ass. But every song can't make her do that. It's ironic that the song that come on that tell them to shake they behind, that's exactly what they go out there and do. And the song that come on that say bust a nigga head, that's exactly what happened in the club, all right? So stay with me, people. Let me explain this stuff to you. And if you don't think music is important, and if you don't think that it got a real connection with your spirit, then let me give you another experiment that you can try. Go and look at a scary movie on mute. Look at a scary movie and cut the volume all the way down. Guess what you'll realize? You won't be that scared of it. If you look at a scary movie on mute, you won't even be that scared of it. Now, I'm giving y'all all an experiment to go do. Go do it. Look at a scary movie and cut the volume down on it. You won't even be scared of it. Guess why? Because when you listen to the sound on a scary movie, it's the sound that stimulates and evokes the fear in you. It's the high-pitched strings, people. High-pitched strings are frightening, and science know that. The people who make scary movies know that. Certain high-pitched sounds invokes fear in a person. This is proven over time, and that's a whole nother lecture I can get into on scary movies and just high-pitched sounds, people. Certain sounds and certain notes stimulate certain parts of your body, stimulate certain parts of your soul, and resonate different emotions within you, people. Okay? Imagine if you watched a scary movie playing love music in the background. It'll be confusing. It won't be scary. But the moment you cut the TV up and listen to the high-pitched strings and all them weird noises that they got associated with the picture, now the fear comes back. And so I'm telling you, it ain't what you see all the time, it's what you hear. Okay, people, sound is so powerful. Sound is very powerful. Now, let me continue on and show you something here now. Now, back in Africa, when we went to war, we would beat the bass drum to invoke certain war energies into our aura. Now, think about what I just said there. Back in Africa, when we went to war, we would beat the bass drum, people. We would beat the low notes of the bass drum. That symbolizes war, and you can go research that. That was the drum that us African people beat it when we used to go to war. We would beat the bass drum. Now, why is that important? Because the bass drum told your DNA, it told your spirit, it's time to fight. It got you fearless and ready to kill or be killed. That was the energy that the bass drum invoked into the ancient African people. We're the children of those people. So the bass drum still doing the same thing to us today, people, because it's in your DNA. Your DNA remembers this note. It remembers this sound frequency. It remembers that our ancestors used to beat this bass drum to go to war. So what am I telling you here today? This explains why hip-hop was steered from the boom boom bap stages into today's heavy bass music, because the white Jews that control the rap industry know more about us than we do. They know that the heavy bass will stimulate the root chakra, and the war energy will make us hella violent, people. Okay? This is what these people know. See, these people study us, people, and they've been studying us for so doggone long, and we don't study us. Only thing we study is Love and Hip Hop, the doggone Source magazine, like a bunch of fools. Now stay with me, let me free your doggone African mind. And you need to learn that knowledge is power. Cut the doggone TV off and do some research sometime. Say you want to hide something from black people, you just put it in a book. And boy, they ain't lying. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing but cut on a doggone mixtape. That's what you're getting your knowledge from. Now stay with me, let me free your mind, because this stuff here is important. Now the bass drum tells African DNA that it's time to go to war. So what happens, y'all? We listen to this heavy bass music that they got us under today, and we kill each other, people. We beat each other. Every other video I see is world star, and we beating up on each other, shooting at each other. And if you go on World Star and look at the music that's on World Star, it's the same thing I'm telling you now. Heavy bass music with a bunch of fuckery over the doggone rhythm. Now listen to what I'm telling you. I don't care who disagree with me. It's the truth, doggone it. Now, our DNA still reacts to the bass drum today just like it did in the past. But today, the message over the bass drum telling us to kill one another. This is how you drive a message into a people's soul, people. This is how you get your message into a person's soul, through sounds that resonate with their DNA. So they got foolishness over that bass drum, creating zombified black people that's made to self-destruct. Okay, listen to what I'm telling you here today, people, and free your children from this crap now. Now, they got us engaged into heavy bass music in a war mind state, but with lyrics that promote our own destruction. Y'all, that is a combination for disaster. That is a combination for disaster, people. Heavy bass over fucked up lyrics that's telling you to kill each other guess what? It's going to manifest the reality that's very hellish for our people. And I'm telling you what I know now. When hip hop first started, it was fight the powers that be. It was African Bombada. It was positive. It was conscious. It waked the people up. Queen Latifah, you know, UNITY. It was a positive message. Now, when you listen to it today, it's a bunch of fuckery telling you to snort powder, telling you to engage into heavy syrup and cough syrup that killed Pimp C. It's telling you to kill each other. It's telling you, listen, I want to wear tight jeans and my swag and all of this. And when you go outside and look at the kids, they embody this message. Okay? Back in the day when the West Coast was popping, everybody was wearing Dickie suits. Now when you go outside today, you see everybody in the tight jeans with the truck fit on. So you can't tell me that hip hop don't influence us in a very, very heavy way. Now let's get more technical into this. Let me show you something here now. You know another thing now before I move forward, you know something else I want to address, that a lot of these rappers that's making millions of dollars promoting this destruction to our people, they'll stand up there and tell you it ain't got nothing to do with the music. They'll stand up there and tell you it's the parents' fault. They'll stand up there and tell you and make every doggone excuse how it ain't the music because they making millions of dollars off y'all doggone behinds. Now, that's what they gonna tell you, because they're a bunch of fools and a bunch of sellouts that don't care a damn thing about you or the children. They just want their money. So they'll stand up there and tell you anything to defend this crap. And y'all gonna be fools and go right along with them and defend it with them while your brother's getting shot in the street, your sister's getting raped and disgraded, your son's getting shot up in the street, and you still want to play this fuckery. Now stay with me, let me free your mind. And if you don't think it's the music, then tell me why them gangsters listen to rap on their way to go do a drive-by on each other. Tell me that then, Mr. Smartasses. Tell me that. Tell me why these gangsters, before they go do a drive-by, they listen to gangster rap. They listen to the shit that's gonna change their molecular structure to tell them to go kill. They put the bass drum music on before they load up and go kill their brother. Why? Because what I just told you. I just told you the spiritual essence of the bass drum, it resonates with the war part of the African. And so our people know that when they go kill each other, they put on this fuckery to go and listen to. Listen, people, can you imagine a bunch of gangsters in the car on their way to go do a drive-by listening to Teddy Pendergrass? Can you imagine them on their way to go do a drive-by listening to Jill Scott or Lauryn Hill? You ain't gonna see it. So you can tell me I'm lying all you want to, but anybody with a mind and who accept truth gonna feel Brother Sanchez, and they gonna know that what I'm saying true, because you can walk out there and see what I'm saying. You can defend it with your lies all you want to, but we all know what I'm saying is the truth. Ain't no cop full of gangsters finna load up and go out there and do a drive-by listening to some doggone Don't Worry, Be Happy Bobby McFerrin. They ain't finna do it. They ain't finna go load up they choppers and they 9mm to go kill they brother listening to some Bob Marley One Love. So come on now, you tell me who lying. Let me move on, man. Now, for people that don't know, music was always another tool of war. Why y'all think every doggone branch of the military got its own doggone band? Why you think the Air Force got a band, the Army got a band, the Navy got a band, the Marines got their own band? Because music always been a tool of war. I just told you back in Africa, we would beat the bass drum to get our war spirits going. And we would yell up, we'll beat the bass drum, and it'll make us become warriors. Why? Because rhythm, sound changes your molecular structure. And over time, it begins to change your DNA, people. So we see the type of people we evolve into today as African people. We becoming zombies today. We becoming big-time consumers of white products and big-time destroyers of each other, people. Now stay with me. Let me free your African mind, people. People's DNA and spiritual essence evolves with their music. I'm going to say that again, y'all. People's DNA and their spiritual essence evolves with their music, okay? In a nutshell, whoever controls your music controls your culture. And whoever controls your culture directly controls you and who you are. They even control your actions, people, because it's rap music that tell us what to go out there in the store and go buy. If them rappers start telling you, look, we want to wear doggone K-Swiss shoes. We want to wear New Balance. If Drake and all of them rappers go to wearing that, guess what? You're going to see the teenagers doing it. You're going to see everybody copying off what the musicians tell you. So these rappers are in a very spiritual position, y'all. That's what you must understand about a rapper. Back in the day, they had prophets. They had griots. They had oracles. Today, we got rappers and singers, y'all. Those are your modern day fortune tellers. Those are your modern day prophets. So if our prophets corrupted, then the people gonna be corrupted, people. That's simple science. Now stay with me now. So not only do they use our music to promote our own destruction, people, they use it to promote their products to us, and we buy them gladly, okay? Whatever the rapper rap about, we go out there in the store and buy it. However the rapper look, I see these Negroes out here on the bus stop looking just like the rapper. Whatever car the rapper tell you is the hottest car to buy, that's the one you go and buy, okay? Y'all can lie to yourself all you want to, like you ain't doing it because the rappers told you, but you ain't doing that but lying to your doggone self. In fact, the way most of you talk and the slang that most of you use come from hip hop, come from the rappers. Now, it'll be a fool to stand up there and tell me I'm lying. You know doggone well I ain't lying. Y'all get every essence of who you are and how you look and the way you behave for these doggone rappers. You know I ain't lying. Now, music is very spiritual, people. And one thing about melanated people, about African people, what we fail to realize is that melanin can be used for you or against you, people. You know why? Because this what y'all don't realize. Melanin is very, very programmable. In other words, whatever you feed your melanin, that's what your melanin mold you into. Okay? So melanin can work for you or against you because melanin is programmable. If you feed your melanin nature, positivity, good energy, good positive music and love, that's the kind of being you will transform into. But if you constantly feeding your melanin destructive music and negative energy, the bass drum stimulating your root chakra with a fucked up message over top of it, why y'all think we see the type people we see in this world today? Why y'all think our people behave the way they behave today? Because our molecular structure has changed based on the music frequency that we involve with today. People, we got to get out of it. We got to get out of it, people. We got to get out of this music now. Listen, y'all, the African spirit, the African culture, love within our people and our heart towards one another will never manifest as long as we still engaged into this music, into this fuckery that I'm telling you about right now. There's no way, people, that we're going to begin to love one another and show respect to our women and show respect to our fellow brother long as the music we listen to tell us the opposite. Come on now, people. You got to be a fool to believe that now. Come on now. Come on, people. If you sitting there, I'm going to give you an example, y'all. If you eat fried chicken, you're going to smell like fried chicken, okay? If you sit there and eat a whole crate of strawberries, I expect to smell strawberries on you when you talk. There's no way you're going to eat some strawberries and smell like oranges. So why did I bring that up? There's no way you're going to sit here and listen to some destructive music, evil music, and still be a creature of love and still be a people that respect and love one another. How y'all think we going to listen to a bunch of fuckery, a bunch of low energy music that's telling you to kill each other, but we going to walk out there and love each other? You got to be a fool. Now stay with me and let me free your doggone mind. Now, like I told you, music is very spiritual. All right, melanin can work for you or against you, my people. So just because you got melanin don't mean nothing, okay? If you programming your melanin to be a tool for your own destruction, people, okay? So keep that in mind. Let me move on, all right? So melanin is highly programmable and it becomes whatever you partake in, all right? That's the beauty of melanin. Whatever you feed it, it transforms you into that, all right? That's why I don't listen to none of this fuckery, y'all. Now, if you want to change your life and change your spirit and become a creature of love and a creature of positive energy, which is the most powerful energy in the universe, it's the positive energy, then you got to snatch out of this hip hop music. They got y'all right now so occupied with this Meek Mill and Drake beef, a bunch of fuckery. And if you ask me, it's the weakest doggone rap beef I ever saw. A bunch of Twitter beef, a bunch of pussies. When the boys was beefing back in the day, it was real beef. Now, I'm not promoting violence, but I'm just showing y'all how it's all fake, man. It's WWF. And Meek Mill and Drake gonna make a lot of doggone money off of this beef. What you think happened with Jay-Z and Nas? They was beefing and them albums sold the most. Listen, man, Stillmatic and The Blueprint was the highest selling rap albums of that year based on the rap beef that was centered around Nas and Jay-Z. And they turned right around a year after that and shook hands and became friends. And you fools think it was a real beef. You think it's real. Now they sitting up here making diss records against each other, and behind closed doors, they rolling up blunts, giving each other props, saying, yo, bro, you got me on that line. Yeah, and I got you on this line. Yo, dude, we gonna make a lot of money when the people hear this. We the only fools still giving it power. Now I'm trying to free your mind because these rappers stay rich because y'all stand ignorant. These Jews that own these doggone record labels, they stay filthy rich because we the people are the idiots and the ignorant fools sitting up there promoting some, supporting some that promotes your own doggone destruction. And you wonder why our kids shooting each other down in the streets because the people they look up to telling them to do it. So when they see the parents listening to the fuckery, telling the little girl to shake her ass, what you think she gonna be with when she grow up? Another doggone twerker. Not no teacher, not no professor, not no scientist, a doggone twerker. People, we got to raise our state of consciousness. We got to evolve and raise our mindset out of this foolishness, y'all, out of this ignorance. Now, I go so hard like this because I love y'all and I see what's happening now. Now, stay with me. Let's continue on. So with everything I'm telling you here today, it ought to make better sense to you now. When you hear the saying, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. What's the first one on the list, y'all? The first one is hear no evil because your ears are very sensitive. See, sound resonates directly with your subconscious mind. You don't know why I tell you that? Because most of who you are is invisible. All right, your flesh and your body only makes up like 1% of what you really are. The other 99% of yourself is your spirit, the invisible essence of yourself. People, all right, why is that important? Because you can't see music. You can't see sound, but you can see the results of the music. You can see the results of the sound. See, sound, music, it speaks to a part of you that's invisible, all right? Music waves cannot be seen, all right, unless you got these sophisticated programs that they use in the day, all right? So sound, music energy, it speaks to a part of you that's spiritual, y'all. And whatever you put into your spirit immediately begins to manifest itself in your flesh and in your reality. Everybody know as above, so below. And it happens in the spiritual realm first before it comes to the physical realm. So music is spiritual. You can't see music, but you can see the results of the music. All right. When I cut on when the white boys cut on a rock and roll heavy metal music, you can't see the music. You can hear it, but it's invisible though. But guess what you can see? You can see them jumping around, shaking their heads like they demonically possessed. You can see the mosh pits happening. You can see all of that, y'all, but you can't see the music. See, music directly speaks to your spirit, y'all, and that's so important, people. That's so doggone important right there. So you got to be careful what kind of music you listen to, because I just told you what the old saying say. It say, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. All right, the hearing comes first because that's the deepest part. That's the deepest language of the soul, y'all. Sound. All right, sound is deep. All right. Now let's move on with this, and I'm gonna make another point when it comes to sound energy. Think about the hippie movement. Think about back in the day during the hippie generation. Back in the day during we was going through the Vietnam War, you had a lot of hippies. You had a lot of black and white people, different races just coming together, smoking marijuana, listening to music that was full of love. Now, I'm not against marijuana. If you ask me, if everybody was doggone high, you would be chilled out somewhere chilling. Now, we all know we don't want the modified marijuana. That kind don't have no sticks and seeds in it. That's GMO marijuana. You don't want that. You want to stick with the regular, okay? The homegrown. If you ain't got no sticks and seeds in your weed, you smoking a hybrid weed and it's fucking your brain up, all right? So since I brought up the weed, I wanted to tell you the proper way what you need to be doing, how to smoke it, so I don't lead you astray. You want homegrown, people. You want to see some sticks and seeds in your weed. Other than that, it's GMO. Now, back to what I was saying. During the hippie movement, you had a lot of cultures together at peace with one another. Why? Because the music that was coming out during the hippie movement was a bunch of music that promoted love and peace. All right? So that proves what I'm saying is true right there when you look at the hippie music. After the hippie music came the doggone hip-hop era, which then they transitioned that into the gangster rap when the West Coast came along. They used the West Coast to corrupt that, y'all. And no offense to my brothers here on the West Coast, because you got a lot of West Coast artists that do speak the truth and do put out positive music. But however, gangster rap originated from the West Coast because this is where the gangs originated at. So the white man came over here, brought his behind to the West Coast, and what happened, y'all? They took the brothers from the West Coast with their gang culture, put some money in their pocket, and made them silence the African movement that was going on in the East Coast. Because in the East Coast, you had African Bambaataa and a lot of more artists promote, against the government. So right over here where Hollywood at, the rich white people had to get these Negroes to promote that as a cool form. And today, gangster rap is the bulk of hip hop music. You don't got no more positive rap no more. Even your positive rappers are sold out trying to be gangster now. So stay with me and let me break some down to y'all that just dropped in my spirit. The sun sets in the east. It goes down in the west, people. Why am I saying that? When hip hop started, it originated on the East Coast as a positive form of music. So think about what I just said. The sun sets in the east, but it goes down in the west, y'all. So hip hop started on the east as a positive form of music, and it went down in the west as an evil form of music that promoted our own destruction. Now, we can't blame the West Coast for everything, because today everybody is promoting the foolishness. But what I'm saying is when it went down in the West, we ain't bounced back since then, y'all. Everybody want to be gangster. All right. So no disrespect to the people on the West Coast. I just got to tell the truth so I can point this out to y'all, what happened with the music. Now, when you listen to Southern rappers, our music isn't that lyrical, but we got more harmony, more rhythm in our voices. That's because the South is the Bible Belt. We get our styles from the preacher man. The preacher man can stand up there and say damn near anything as long as he preach it. See, that's a difference between preaching and teaching. What you had on the East Coast was a bunch of artists like Rakim and Common Sense putting a lot of education into the music. All right. So it wasn't so much of their rhythm and how they was rapping. It was more so of what they were saying was so enlightening. It was so knowledgeable. In the South, we didn't have a lot of knowledge because the slave master didn't allow us to read. The free Negroes up north became more intelligent before we did. So what happened? The Negroes in the South, when they got hold of the music, they did what the only thing we knew how to do was preach over the beats. That's why when you hear Southern rappers like Young Thug and a lot of rappers like Juvenile and a lot of them, their style is so rhythmic. It's so preachy. It's almost like a Southern croon, a Southern moan, you know, in our music, you know. You know, that come from the slave plantation. That was the African spiritual essence that we used to cry and moan to get out of slavery, people. So it's still in our DNA today, but we using it today to kill each other. And when you go up north, those people were very knowledgeable with the music, all right? They didn't have a lot of rhythm, but they had a lot of info on top of their beats. But now everybody corrupted, people. Everybody corrupted today. You see what I'm saying? And you can look around you and look at the music and you can support everything that I'm telling you here today. Now, I want to wrap this up because I don't want this lecture to get all into an hour-long lecture. So let me get on with it. Now, everybody else music promotes positivity, y'all. Everybody else around the world, their music promotes positivity, love, spiritual growth among their people. But when you listen to our music, we might as well take a damn shotgun, put it to our head and pull the trigger. That's how destructive our music is. Okay, it promotes our own destruction. But when you look at everybody else's music, it promotes cultural growth, spiritual growth, okay? So keep that in your mind the next time you put in your doggone Young Thug CD, all right? Now realize this, people, that music is soul food. And whatever we feed ourselves becomes the reality of our flesh. I'm going to say that again, y'all. Music is soul food. And whatever we feed our souls becomes the reality of our flesh. I don't think it won't hurt for me to say that one more time. You need to hear that for a third time. Music is soul food. And whatever we feed our souls becomes the reality of our flesh. Now, you can say Brother Sanchez line if you want to, but listen to a hip hop song and walk out there in them projects. Listen to a hip hop song and walk around the ghetto and see if what we feed in our souls ain't manifesting into our flesh, into our reality. Now, I'm going to close this doggone lecture right now because, like I said, I'm not trying to be long-winded. I'm not trying to be lengthy. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. Y'all feel free to comment. And listen, before I get out of here, let me thank all of my subscribers. This channel is really growing. That make me feel so good, y'all, because it let me know that my people want the truth, doggone it. Now, I salute y'all. Everybody listen to my voice now, I salute you, man. Even the people that disagree, that's giving me the thumbs down, I salute you too, because something drew you to this channel. Something made you want to learn something about yourself and get some knowledge, and that's what drew you to this channel. So even if you disagree with me, I still salute you and I love you. I love y'all, my people. I can't say that enough because a lot of people say I'm a hater. A lot of people say I'm hating on Fetty Wap. I'm hating on Young Thug. I'm not hating on them people, all right? I'm hating the ignorance. I'm hating this spell that we under of destruction, people. We got to get out of it. Now, let me get on out of here today, y'all. And before I go, let me just say this. Knowledge is power, people. Knowledge is truly power. I love y'all, all right, people? I love you. Peace.